Good day. So today we are going to look on tariffs, grade 12. So this is on grade 12 tariffs. Let's just dig in and see. Okay, so what is it? We call tariff? So tariff is a charge. We can say a charge per measuring unit. A charge per measuring unit. So here that's charge per measuring unit. Okay, so that's what we're talking about here. So you can see here in the definition here, a tariff is a charge in runs per measuring unit for a specific service. So tariffs are not always constant. They change from time to time. So the charges per measuring unit, you can say maybe it's cost for what you call for fuel. You know that we see the price of fuel changing from time to time. So we can also refer to that as part of what you call inflation. Okay, so when the prices are rising, it means what you call inflation. Then we see that the formula for calculating the total cost is equal to number of units that are used, be it number of liters of fuel, what you call times the tariff, which is cost per liter of fuel. Or we can talk of electricity, number of kilowatts used, and also times the number of what you call the cost per kilowatt. Okay, so we've got different tariffs here. We can look at municipality. We see that there's electricity that we need to pay, water that need to be paid, sewage as well. Then we've got transport, which includes our bus, taxi, train, what you call, and also parking. We use this every day. That's why I always say math literacy is a good subject, because it's actually you are learning something that you are experiencing in your everyday life. So it's actually easy for you actually to relate that to what to your daily life. Then when you look at telephones as well, we're all using cell phones now, but we know that we need to pay for we need to pay for them. We pay for the services, like when you want to make a call, you need to put airtime. So we've got cell phones, we've got landlines. Then now, let's talk of consumption rate here. Consumption rate is the rate at which a commodity such as water, electricity, or fuel is consumed. So that's what we call consumption rate. Then we've got what we call stepped tariff structure. This one we can call it a sliding scale. Sliding, it gives you what you call a sliding scale. That's what we're talking about here. That what is happening here is that if this one, looking at kiloliters of water, then this is the price, what you call per kiloliter. But what we see is that when you use less, for the first 9 kiloliters, they are charged 9 rand 50. Then from 9 liters to 25 liters is charged what you call 11 rand 22 per kiloliter. So it means that if you're going to use less less amount of water, you also be charged less. If you use more water, you also be charged more. Meaning to say, the charge per unit, the charge per kilowatt will raise as you also increase what you call the usage. So what they're encouraging you to do here in this sliding scale is to minimize what you call wastage, and actually make sure that you save electricity, you save water. Okay, so let's move on, and also to promote fairness. This is for, like, we see that we have got disadvantaged families, like not say disadvantaged as such, but low income earners. So in those low income earners, they can't what call be charged the same way what call those high income earners that are using what call water, maybe sometimes irresponsibly. They wash cars, they actually water big big gardens and everything. So in that case, they need also to pay more. Let's move on to the next one, which is electricity. Electricity usage is measured in kilowatt, what we call kilowatt per hour. Electricity billing options include the prepaid, pay as you use, and a fixed billing system that you receive what we call a bill after usage. So you use electricity, then you pay after. Okay, so that's what the system that was there before, where you use electricity, they come and take the meter measurements, then they actually give you a bill. Then electricity is charged at a sliding scale. This means that the more electricity you use, the higher the rate at which you are charged for electricity. Now, let's have an example here. So we have got the table below indicates the example of a sliding scale for electricity tariffs. Then we have got block 1 of 0 to 50 kilowatts. There is charged as 0.8375 rand. Then we have got 51 to 350 kilowatts. The charged for 0.944 rand. So now, what is it that what we need to understand here when we're dealing with tariffs? We need to check that in each what call category, how many kilowatts are actually charged that particular tariff. So let's look at here and see. So here we are saying it's 50 times 0. So we just want to check here how many what call kilowatts. So it's gonna be your 50. So we're saying for the first 50 kilowatts, you are charged what is it? 0.8375. What about the next number of what called kilowatts here? You are going to say here 350 minus 50. You don't minus what you have here. So if ever these two numbers here, you see that they are different, what called difference of 1 here, we are seeing that you need to subtract this number here, which is 50. So always like that. So you're going to say 350 minus 50, you're going to get 300. So it means that 300 what you call kilowatts are charged what you call 0.9440 rand. Then what about the next one here? How are you going to get it? You're going to say 600 minus 350, with not 351, but you say minus what called the previous value here. Now you say minus 350. Then if you do that here, I think you get what you call, you get 250. Then from here now it's actually above 600. So anything above 600, you actually charged 1 rand, 1,5156 rand per kilowatt. Now let's come back to our questions here. Write down the tariff per kilowatt charged in block 2. So here the tariff per kilowatt in charged in block 2, this is what we are looking for. So here 1.1 is the answer here. It's 0, so don't forget the units, guys. Don't forget unit when you're actually dealing with this. Let's go to number 1.2. Determine the amount to be paid for 250 what we call kilowatts of electricity. Now here, let me just put it here, guys. So for you to get to the 250, you're going to say in the first category, we have got 50 times 0.8375. We get what we get there. What about in the second category? We have got 250 here, and you can see that this is actually lies in the second category. So you're going to say 250 minus 50. So you're going to say 250 minus 50 times 0.9440, which is equal. So it's going to be here 200 times what is it? 0.9440. What do we get here? Let's just see if we punch. So if we say 50 times 0.8375, this is what you get. You get 41.875. 41.875. What about in the second category? What do we get? Say 200 times 0.9440. This is what you get. You get 188.8. So 188.8. Just cross check there. Yes, that's correct. So if we put runs here, then you can get our total there. Okay, so what is going to be our total? Let's check. So we're going to say the answer there plus 41.875. This is what you get. You get 230.675. So it's 230, yes, 230.765. That's actually the answer there. So if you round off to 2 decimal places, this one you get to 30.68. Okay, so that's what we get there. Let's move on to the next next slide here. Let's look at water tariffs. They also use the same thing, the sliding scale. But now let's see what's happening here. Can you see what we have here? We have a different sliding scale here. We have got a 6 here and we are repeating the number there. So if you're going to say, if you're going to subtract in this case, you're just going to subtract what you get, what we have there. So if it's 10 minus 6, 15 minus 10, because you are repeating the same value here. Okay. So that's why you see here, if it's 6 minus 0, you get a 6, 10 minus 6, you get a 4, 15 minus 10, you get a 5. It goes on like this. So these are number of kiloliters that are charged that particular value in each category. So now let's look at the question. Use the table above to answer the question that follow. Give a possible reason why the first 6 kiloliters would be free. So why are these free? What is it that you think? Now, here, if you look at this, let's look at this. This is 2.1. This is 2.1. So remember what I told you about the low income earners. So it accommodates low income earners. So it accommodates low income earners. So now when we have got this amount, it means that low income earners also have got access, what call it, water. So accommodate low income earners, what call to have access water. So that's what we are going to have, what we're going to have here. Because if they can't pay for electricity, if they can't pay for water, sorry, so it means that they are not going, they are going to what call have our call safe water. So what happens? They are given actually free what call 6 kiloliters. Okay. So even if they're going to exceed that, they won't exceed much. So it means that they also pay less at the end of the day. So let's see like 2.2. 2.2, calculate the total cost of 21 kiloliters. Now, 21 kiloliters, when you look at this is going to be easy for us now because we see that there's an extra one that we have here. So it means that all these categories, so you can see this can guide us also that this 20 to 20 are equal to 30. So our 21 lies here. So what are we going to do now? We already have the difference in each in each category to know the kiloliters in each category. So we are good to go. So what are we going to do here? We're going to say, okay, in the first category, it's gonna be 6 times 0. So the first is 6 kiloliters plus 4 times sorry, not 0. 4 kiloliters times 5,21 plus 5 times 7,87. So you're saying 5 times 7,87 plus again 5 times 10,52. Okay, then here we are left with an extra 1 there because we're going to say 21 minus 1 minus 20, we get 1. So this one plus 1 times 13,38. So that's how we get our answer. Let's check here. So we're going to say 6 times 0 is going to be 0. Sorry about that. Plus 4 times 5,81 plus 5,787 plus 5 times 10,52 okay plus 13, which is 1 times 13,38, just gonna give us 13,38. This is what you get, 4,021,82. 4,021,82. So this is the amount that will be paid for 21 kiloliters. Okay, that's how we get to the answer. Is it 4,000? Let me check here. This seems to be a big number. See, 5 times 7. Oh, here is a mistake here. There's a mistake there, guys. These are mistakes that that are also that we also face when we are actually in the exam. Okay, so it's what is going on here. Okay, so here's our value. We just said to remove the answer that was the previous answer there, 126,17. So it's 126, and there it's 126,17. Okay, so let's actually move and see how far we can go. Let's also look at telephone tariffs. Okay, so telephone tariffs can be prepaid or on contract. Okay, so we all know that if you want to use a phone, if you want to call someone, you need to put airtime. Okay, so for you to load airtime, we are saying that one will be prepaid. But you also see that if you're on contract, they also give you like Vodacom, MTN, Cell C, Telcom. If you buy your phone on contract, in most cases they give you what call free minutes in a in that particular per month. They give you certain free minutes. In those free minutes, once you use those use up those free minutes, you actually be charged per minute after that. So now let's look at the prepaid system first. So prepaid tariff. The general formula here is prepaid is equal to total number of units times the tariff. So these units can be minutes. So these units can be minutes, can also be seconds. Okay, so here these are total number of units times the tariff, which is the charge per minute. So in a prepaid tariff, if no calls are made, there is no charge. So here there is no charge to be actually attached to that. Let's have a graph of that. So here we have a graph of you start from 0. So we are saying here number of units. This one here, the tariff. So this tariff is just to charge the cost. Let's use tariff. So here, that's what we have. So we have got so if you didn't use anything, if you don't call anyone, you are not also going to be charged. Then let's move on to the contract system and see. Now, if it's a contract, you have what you call in a monthly fee that you're paying, you are paying for the subscription fee and you're also paying for the cost of calls. So now in this case here, the graph is different now. Why is it different? Because we're saying these are number of units. Then here we have got, we have got the cost. Now, in that cost, we have got this type of cost here, which is a straight line here, which starts somewhere, and that's what we call a fixed cost. And in this case here, that will be subscription fee. So this one here, it's a subscription. So you must understand these graphs, guys. So this is a subscription fee that you're having, which is constant. Now, from there, now, if you use up, let's say they give you a free minutes, 100 free minutes, it means that for the first 100 minutes, you are actually not going to be charged anything. But once you exceed that, they actually start charging you per minute. That's what we're talking about here. Okay, so that's the graph that you will see when you are dealing with when you're dealing with a contract system. So contract subscription fee, which is a fixed cost, plus total number of minutes minus number of free minutes times the tariff. Now let's try to see if we can have an example here. Moldova as a landline telephone, a service provider is offered a choice of 2 different core packages. Okay, now on those 2 packages, we've got package 1 and package 2. On package 1, monthly rental is 150. First 100 minutes are free, and calls cost 50 cents per minute. Then you've got package 2, monthly rental fee is 300, but the first 500 minutes are free and calls are cost 50 cents per minute. So the same cost per minute, but now the packages are different in the case that the monthly fee is actually different and also the minutes offered are actually different. So now let's look at the first question here. Write down a formula that can be used to calculate the total cost in rands for package 2. Now, total cost, so we are looking for total cost here. Now, total cost, what do we have here? We have got 300 Rand, okay. So that's what the fixed cost, which is subscription fee. Now, plus, now the cost for the minutes, so you're going to say here 0.5 times, let me put it in this way. We are looking for number of minutes above. So we can say total minutes used minus 500 times 0.5. Okay, so it's total number of minutes here minus 500 minutes times 0.5, which is the cost per what called the cost per minute. Now, so here let's look at the second question. .2 here, 4.1. Now, what is the question here? Use the formula in 3.2 to calculate the total cost in runs if Mandov made calls for a total duration of 510 minutes. So here, the total cost, you can just say TC, total cost is going to be 300 plus it's 510 minus 500 times what called 0.5, which is going to be equals to 300 plus 10 times 0.5. And in that case, I don't need to punch a calculator here. 10 times 0.5 is going to give us 5, and 5 times 3, which is 5 times 300, is going to give us 15. So here we're going to get 1,000, what call 500. So here the cost will be 1,000, what call 500. Now determine with calculation the core package that will be cost effective. Let's look at this. That will be cost effective. When you're saying cost effective, what is it that does mean? It means that it will be cheap. So that will be cheap. Our call for Mandov if she makes only 300 minutes what call of course per month. Now, what do you need to do in this case when I ask this kind of a question? So you need to what call calculate the cost on package 1. You're calculating both packages. So calculate both packages and compare the cost. That's all what you need to do. So you need to remember to conclude which one is actually the best, which one is actually the best. Because some of you actually calculate both packages, but then you end there. Then you conclude in your head. We need to see it. Okay, let's see here 4.3. 4.3 it's gonna be, we're going to say package 1. So we're talking of 300 minutes here. So here on this one here, on package 1, the total cost will be equals to, we are saying how many minutes are free here is 100 minutes. So it's going to be the fixed cost, which is 150 plus, then we're going to say 300 minus 150, not minus 150, sorry, minus 100, because it's 100 free minutes, minus 100 times 0.5. And what we have here is 150 plus 300 minus 100 is 200, and 200 times 0.5 is going to be 100. So in this case here, it's going to be what called 250. So the cost there is 250. Let's look at the package 2. Package 2, we're also looking at 300 minutes. Okay, then here, let's calculate the package 2. Package 2, these minutes are already below the 500, the 3 minutes. So it means that this person is going to pay a monthly rent of 300 rand. So in this case here, we're just going to pay the fixed cost, because here total cost here it's going to be equals to your 300, what call plus the, it's below already, so it's going to be times 0, plus 0 times 0 comma 5. So because there are no extra minutes here, no extra minutes what call we actually were used. So here the cost will be actually 300. So now determine with calculation the package that will be more cost effective is package 1. So here we need to indicate that is package 1 is the one that is cost effective. Okay, so this is all what you need to know, guys, for the tariffs. For more, you can follow us what call on the on our what call on our platforms, social media platforms, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and to follow and to get more information. Okay, thank you so much. Until next time.